So this video is on Friday's homework, which is the second worksheet on systems of equations. So our goal when we're doing this is to try to end up taking 3 equations with 3 variables down to 2 equations with 2 variables. The very first thing I'm going to do is I'm just going to kind of label these. I'm going to call this one equation 1, just so I can refer to it. Equation 2 and equation 3. Okay. And so we want to either eliminate our x's, our y's, or our z's, whichever one is easiest. And when we do that, if I eliminate my x's, for example, I need to get 2 equations that have a y and a z and no x, and that's going to be my new system. So let's see, I think looking at these, I think I am going to get rid of my x's. So I'm going to eliminate my x. Okay. Don't have to, but that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to eliminate x. And so I am going to use equation 2 and 1 and 2 and 3. That's what I'm going to do. Okay. Just going to move this so I can write better. Okay. So I am going to take equation 1. Okay. Which is my 3x plus 2y minus 3z is equal to -11. And I'm going to take equation 2. But for equation 2, if I want to eliminate my x, I'm going to multiply this equation by a -3. So my x's are going to cancel. So my new equation 2 is going to become a -3x plus 9y minus 3z is equal to -36. Okay, so I'm multiplying everything by a negative. So now I'm going to -3. So I'm going to add these 2 equations together. My x's are going to cancel out. I get 11y minus 6z is equal to a -47. And I'm going to call this one equation 4, just to have a kind of a reference. Okay. So now I'm going to take the equation I haven't used, number 3, and I'm either going to use it with 1 or 2, but I said I'm going to use it with 2 because I think that's going to be the easiest math. So let me just write equation 3 right here. So that's a -2x plus y plus 4z is equal to 17. And this time, instead of taking this equation here and multiplying it by a -3, okay, I am going to take this equation here and multiply it by a +2. Okay, so this time I'm going to multiply by a +2. So again, this equation right here, I'm going to multiply by a +2. So when I do that, I end up getting for equation 2, 2x minus 6y plus 2z is equal to 24. And then I'm going to add these 2 equations together. My x's are going to cancel out. I get a -5y plus 6z is equal to a 41. And I'm going to call that one equation 5. Okay. So now the 2 equations I have in black, equation 4 and equation 5, that's my new system that I'm going to solve. Okay. So let me just kind of move this. And this is what I'm now going to solve. Okay. I'm going to take 11y minus 6z equal -47. And -5y plus 6z is equal to 41. And again, this was my equation 4 and my equation 5. And I'm going to solve this system Okay, let me just highlight it. So I'm solving this system. This is what I'm solving right here. And so when I solve, I need to solve for both my X and my Y. Now, the one thing you're going to notice is, and I'm going to move this up a little bit, is that I can actually add these two equations together and my Z's are actually going to cancel out. And so I'm going to get a 6y is equal to a negative 6. So y is going to be -1. So that's one answer. Now, I'm not done because this equation has both a y and a z. I found my y. I now need to find my z. So I need to plug it into either one of those. So let's say I plug it into number 5. Okay, so let's say I plug it into number 5 here. Okay, number 5. So I'm going to go -5 times my y plus 6z equal 41. And my y was -1. Okay, so now when I do this, I am going to end up getting a 5 plus 6z is equal to 41. I'm going to minus 5 from both sides. And I end up getting a 6z is equal to, when I subtract 5 from this, I'm going to end up getting 36. And I'm going to divide both sides by 6, and I get z is equal to 6. So now that I've solved the system that had y and z, my equations 4 and 5, I now can take these answers, and I can take them up to either equation 1 at the top, equation 2, or equation 3. Since I'm trying to find my x, I think what I'm going to do is I am actually going to use equation 2, because equation 2 has just a plain old x in it. Okay, so hold on, this one right here, this is the one I'm going to use. So I am going to now take this and I am going to plug it into x minus 3 times my y plus my z equal 12. Okay, and my y is a -1 and my z is a 6. And now I'm going to solve that. So I'm going to get x plus 3 plus 6 equals 12. Equals 12. So I am going to get x plus 9 equals 12. And I get x is equal to 3 when I subtract. And so my answer is going to be x, which is 3, y, which is -1, and z, which is 6. And that is my point of intersection. Okay. And again, I chose to eliminate my x originally. You could eliminate your y, or you could eliminate your z. So let's take a look at number 2. Okay, so on number 2, this one, we have 2 equations with 2 variables. So this one here has an x and a z. This one here has a y and a z. And the last one has all 3 of them. So I am going to either keep equation 1 or equation 2. So let me just number them. I'll call this one equation 1, this one equation 2, this one equation 3. So I'm going to look and decide whether what would be the easiest variable to get rid of. Okay. And I'm thinking that it might actually be trying to eliminate my y's. Because I see I have a y and a -y. So if I add these 2 together, I'm automatically going to have my y's cancel out. And I'm going to have an x and a z left over. Okay, so I am going to eliminate, write that. I'm going to eliminate y. And I'm going to take equation 2 and 3 to do that. And I'm going to keep equation 1 because equation 1 is going to have x and z. So again, I'm going to take equation 2, which is y plus 2z equal 13. I'm going to take equation 3. And for this, I'm going to space this out a little bit more here. Like 2 here. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to write 2x minus y plus 3z is equal to 3. Okay. And I am going to add these up. And my goal in this case was to get rid of my y. So my y's are going to cancel. And I'm going to get 2x plus 5z is equal to 16. And I will call this one equation 4. So right now I have this 3x plus z equal -2, which is equation 1. And this 2x plus 5z equals 16, which is equation 2. That's going to be the system that I'm going to solve. So I'm going to take equation 1. Let me just write them over here so I see them together. And equation 4, 2x plus 5z equal 16. And looking at these, I think to solve this system, it's going to be easiest to get rid of my z's, I believe, okay? So I'm going to actually keep number 4 as is. I'm going to move this up right now. So I'm going to keep number 4 as is. And I am going to take number 1 and I'm going to times this one by a -5. And when I do, my new number 1 is going to be a -10x minus 5z is equal to 10. I'm going to add these equations together. And so when I add those together, I'm going to get a -8x. My z's cancel out is equal to 26. And I am going to get x is equal to -26/8. And I could reduce that to a -13/4, dividing both by 2. And let me just make sure I've got all my signs right here. Hold on. Oh, and here, I'm noticing I did this wrong. Sorry. This right here, I'm multiplying by a -5. This should be a -15. Okay, so when I was doing this 3x times -5, I made a mistake. So that is going to give me actually a nicer thing. So I'm like, that's kind of not a nice answer. Not that you can't not get a nice answer, but I think this one was. And so 2x and a -15x is a -13x. So now when I divide by -13, divide by -13, I get x is equal to -2. So that's going to be one of my answers. And so now I'm still not done solving this system. I'm just going to highlight it in this blue. Okay, so this system right here, sorry, not that system. The ones in yellow here, this one here, and that one there. I'm not done solving that because I still need to find my z. I found my x, but I need to find my z. So I think I'm going to plug it into equation 1, which was the 3x plus z equal -2. I'm going to put my -2 in, so I'm going to get 3 times -2 plus z equal -2. I get -6 plus z equal -2. So my z is going to be a 4. So I get 4 as an answer. Now I can take these, and I'm trying to find my y. I could plug it into number 3. Number 1's not going to help because there's no y in it, but I think I'm going to use number 2. Okay, so I'm going to plug it into number 2. So if I plug it into number 2 equation is y plus 2z equal 13. So that's what I'm going to plug into. So I don't know my y. I know my z is 4 equal 13. So I get y plus 8 equal 13. So I get y equal 5. And so my answer is going to be my x, which is -2, my y, which is 5, and my z, which is 4. And that is my answer.